Please welcome best-selling author Zakiya Dalila Harris.
Wow, there are so many of you here. So I've always hated public speaking. Probably a weird time to say that, but it's true. I really hate being in the spotlight, being the center of attention. It's not my jam. It makes me nervous. I've been nervous this entire night, and hearing how amazing these speeches have been has made me all the more nervous, but also in wonderful company. So when I started writing The Other Black Girl, which follows a young black woman working as an editorial assistant in a mostly white publishing house, I decided to maybe put a few details of myself into it, because that is how I love to express myself, through my words, through writing, not in this format. And so I, naturally sprinkled in a few details about my own personal life just to flesh it out, because like Nella, I worked at a very white publishing house myself. I will not say the name of that publishing house in this room, but it rhymes with Schmengwin Spandam Schmaus. You've never heard of it, it's fine. And I got out, everyone, because it was hard. And also like Nella, my protagonist in The Other Black Girl, I grew up in a very white suburb in Connecticut. I've been called an Oreo, I've been told I talked like a white girl, and most importantly, like Nella, I had a lot of insecurities about not being black enough. So I put a few details of my personal life into my main character, and I was lucky enough to find an audience and editors in the world, and went to auction, where I found my lovely home with Lindsay Sagnet at Atria. Shout out to my team, I love you guys. But I had to kind of develop the shtick after a while, because as many of us know, being an author means having a shtick, having an author persona, if you will. And once the book sold, I was very, very nervous, because I will never forget the night. I believe it was Valentine's Day 2020. My phone was going off. This social media had caught wind of the deal. It was very big and splashy and loud, which is every writer's dream, but it was not my dream. I remember feeling nauseous as all these messages are coming in from friends and family and ex-boyfriends that I really never needed to hear from again. And also, there was maybe a pandemic coming to New York, so that might have also been the nausea. But I developed this persona to make it easier, right? That's what it does. We can create these sound bites, and part of my kind of shtick was, having worked in book publishing, getting really tired of it, being the only one, and also not getting paid very much. Sorry guys, it's true. And also the fact that I quit my job at Schmengwin Spandam Schmaus to go on and hopefully write a novel called The Other Black Girl. And I wrote it in less than a year. And so there are these big parts of my story that everyone latched onto, and I have no regret for that, because I hoped it would become a source of inspiration for other writers who just, really wanted to quit and not have health insurance at all, and just move on into the unknown. But also I hoped my story would be inspiring for anyone who's ever been the only one in a space, in a workplace, in academia, the list goes on. But that has been one of the wonderful things about sharing my story. The hard thing about that, though, is that I've now had to unlearn this personal or public narrative, if you will, that I've put out there. One anecdote is that when my novel was adapted for a TV show with Hulu, I'm in the writer's room, and the writers are picking apart my main character, Nella, talking about all of her insecurities, psychoanalyzing her, why is she like this? And I had to pull my showrunner aside and tell her, this is weird. I need to divorce myself from this character. I need to cut the cord. So the next day, no one asked me to do this, but I made a formal speech, and I said, guys, I am no longer Nella. Nella is no longer me. I set her free. I didn't say it like that, but I definitely was very pointed about, I don't want you to feel weird because I feel weird, and now we don't have to feel weird about putting this character on the screen. And I'm so glad I did that, because it kind of helped pave the way for me as I'm writing my second book, which, writing. Thank you, I need that. Thank you, I need that. Writing first books is hard. Writing second books is harder. I wonder, and this is probably not the place to say this either, but I wonder why the heck I do this a lot of the time. And I know why I do it. I love the work. I love storytelling. So much of the narrative from The Other Black Girl was more about who I am, or who I was, really, because I feel like I've outgrown Nella in my own way. I've had to lead conversations, I've had to speak out, especially while making the TV show, because woo, that stuff is hard. And I've had to just really lean into the craft again, and that's the most beautiful part of it all, right? It's not about sound bites, it's not about social media and all of that. I mean, it is, but it's not, right? It's because you enjoy doing it and doing what you love is a wonderful thing that we get to do. So thank you for listening to my shtick, my spiel. I'm so honored to be here celebrating with you all tonight. Happy birthday, SNS.